You've been with the sister for 8 years? Give me First Maccabees 13:42. Eight years y'all been together. That's your daughter? How many children y'all got? Okay, you got four kids, 8 years. All praise. I'm gonna show you one thing I'm gonna show you a few things. First Maccabees 13:42. I'm gonna show you something. Because that's something we 8 years?
Yeah, I know. That the man my pastor told me to that boy. Got up to his hand.
8 years? But you ain't married. Y'all just 8 years. Read it.
First Maccabees chapter 13 verse 42. Then the people of Israel began to write in their instruments and contracts in the first year of Simon, the high priest, the governor and leader of the Jews.
So it said write and have instruments, right? Give me Sirach chapter 42 verse 7. I'm gonna show you something. For black people, we will stay in relationships forever.
Yeah.
But we ain't got no paperwork.
Right.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
He said this is our forefathers in the book of Maccabees. They will write and they had things, they instruments. Right. They wrote stuff down. We write stuff down. Right. Read that.
Sirach 42 and verse 7. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in.
So the Bible it'll say put things in writing, because if it ain't in writing, it didn't happen. Now let's go to Tobit chapter 7. Let's see how our forefather. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, because we gotta write it down, bro. Lord forbid, because you say you work, probably it's dangerous work. So if it ain't in writing, it didn't happen. But we see how things go down when, like, my grandfather, I just buried him not too long ago. He was married for 62 years, but it was in writing. So when he passed on, everything in writing, stuff's in order, so it ain't confusion. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to you. Read that.
The book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 14. And called Edna.
Read 13.
Verse 13. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father.
So he called his daughter, because you know it's like there's one of the things. The father gives away the daughter. Like when you've been for 8 years, so you probably a father. Things like that. So okay, so you go to him man to man, like, hey, check it out. I want to make an honest woman out of your daughter. I'm gonna marry her. That's honorable. That's honor. That's how we supposed to do things as Israelite men. Read. Okay. All praises. Now I'm gonna show you some other steps that's gonna help you get across that hump. Read.
Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias.
So he handed his wife over, like, hey, I'm giving her to a man of understanding, to Tobias, to be his wife. Read.
Saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses.
He said, so take her after the law of Moses, after the commandments. Read.
And lead her away to thy father, and he blessed him.
He blessed him. Read, come on.
And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write the instrument of covenant, and sealed it.
So he gave them the paperwork, and he wrote it, and he put his signet on it. He sealed it. He said, okay, that's your wife now. Now get Tobit 8 and verse 7. Jump over.
The book of Tobit, chapter 8 and verse 7. Read. And now, O Lord, I take not this, my sister, for lust.
He said, so this is my help now. I don't take her for lust. He did it the right way. He went to the father. The father gave him the seal, the covenant. He stamped it for him. You got the paperwork. Now, this is your wife. He said, now this is the brother. This brother said, I don't take her for lust now. Read, come on.
But uprightly.
He said, I take her uprightly. This is a beautiful thing in our community. I do this more often. Read.
Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
He says, so that we may become aged together. Because guess what? There are going to be times when you're going to go through problems. Wow. But the scriptures say that, what? Read that again.
But let me start from the top. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
So he said, I don't take her for lust. Read.
But uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
He said, so we're going to become old together. We're going to be old together. Because give me 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Because are there going to be problems? Sure. I remember for almost 14 years, you're going to have problems. There are going to be problems. But guess what? You taking her the right way. You doing things in order. You doing things according to the scriptures. You may not know the Bible's got all this in there, but there are going to be times where you're going to have some problems. And Paul talked about this. Read that.
28. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 28. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
So Paul said, you ain't sinning. It's a beautiful thing when you marry. Bring forth children. Keep the nation going. All right, come on, read.
And if a virgin marry, she had not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
That might be times we ain't got enough money for the rent. That may be times where, you know what I'm saying, they might cut the lights off. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have trouble in the flesh. But guess what, bro? That's going to pass. Because it's going to be, you got to read.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.